Hello ladies and gentlemen, in this video we are going to cover the UPSC Prelims quiz. Now this video will have two segments. One is current affairs, and in the second part of video we are going to cover certain previous year questions which were asked in UPSC Prelims examination. So the idea here is to cover the previous year questions of last 5 to 6 years. Now this series is going to be very helpful for those who are preparing for UPSC CSC 2020. Also, those who are going to appear in CDS, CAPF or any state PCS exam. So now let's start. The Accelerator Lab was launched recently, and in this context, consider the following statement. First is that it was set up by UNDP, and second statement is that it is aimed at tackling pollution. Now, the first statement is correct. This Accelerator Lab was set up by UNDP. UNDP stands for United Nations Development Programme, and UNDP India office launched it in collaboration with Atal Innovation Mission. This Atal Innovation Mission is an initiative of Niti Aayog. Now, this Accelerator Lab project is implemented by UNDP in over 60 countries. So, first statement is correct. Now, coming to second statement. This Accelerator Lab initiative is aimed at tackling pollution. Yes, this statement is also correct. This is aimed at tackling pollution. Along with that, it is going to deal with the concepts like climate resilient livelihood or sustainable water management. Now, one key point is that Germany and Qatar are the core partner of UNDP for this particular initiative. So both statements are correct, and therefore D is the right answer. New gecko species were found in Wolf Volcano by the scientist. Now in this context, consider the following statements about Wolf Volcano. First statement is that it is located in Madagascar. Second is that it is an active volcano. Now it should be noted that this Wolf Volcano is located in the Pacific Ocean. So first statement is incorrect because Madagascar is in Indian Ocean, and this Wolf Volcano is in Galapagos Islands in Pacific Ocean, and it is a part of Ecuador. So the exact location of this is Wolf Volcano. It is part of Galapagos Islands, and it is situated on the Isabela Island. Ecuador is an South American country. Recently, Ecuador was also in news because of its decision to leave OPEC. OPEC stands for Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. The headquarters of OPEC is in Vienna. Vienna is in Austria. Now answer in comment box. Is Austria a member of OPEC? In fact, the headquarters of IAEA, that is International Atomic Energy Agency, is also in Vienna in Austria. Last year, that means in 2019, Qatar also left OPEC. Qatar is going to be the host of FIFA World Cup. Now coming back to question. So first statement is incorrect. This Wolf Volcano is located in Pacific Ocean. Now second statement is correct. It is an active volcano and it is a sealed volcano. So there are three main types of volcano: sealed volcano, composite volcano, and third one is dome type. So your homework is to study about these types of volcano. So right answer is only second is correct. Therefore B is right answer. Recently, NASA detected water vapor on moon Europa. In light of this, consider the following statements. First is that Europa is the moon of Saturn, and JUICE is the upcoming NASA mission to Europa. So this event was in news because NASA recently detected water vapor on this moon Europa. Now first statement is incorrect. It is not the moon of Saturn, it is the moon of Jupiter, and this was discovered by the Galileo. And recently NASA confirmed the existence of water vapor in Europa. It should be noted that the atmosphere of Europa is mainly composed of oxygen, and it is a thin atmosphere. Now the second statement is also incorrect. This is not a mission of NASA, it is a mission of European Space Agency, and the full form of this JUICE is Jupiter Icy Moon Explorer. So both statements are incorrect, and therefore C is the right answer. Recently, India hosted the first Commonwealth Youth Parliament. In this context, consider the following statements. First is, it is hosted by the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. And second statement is, Commonwealth of Nations was constituted by London Declaration. So first statement is correct. It was hosted by Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, and India hosted the 10th edition of this event. And this was the first time that India hosted this particular event. So first statement is correct. Now second statement is also correct. This Commonwealth of Nations was constituted by the London Declaration in 1949, and its predecessor was British Commonwealth of Nations, which was brought in by the Balfour Declaration. And recently, Maldives became the member of Commonwealth family. Maldives rejoined it and became the 54th member. So both statements are correct, and therefore right answer is D. Maldives was also in news as recently it became the 22nd member of IORA. IORA stands for Indian Ocean Rim Association. And the recent conference of Council of Ministers of IORA held in UAE. And after this, UAE became the president of IORA for 2 years, while Bangladesh is the vice president of this organization for next 2 years. And then after this 2 years, Bangladesh is going to be the president. Answer in comment box. Is Pakistan a member of IORA? Recently, India Corruption Survey was in news. In this context, consider the following statements. First statement is that Uttar Pradesh was listed as the most corrupt state, and second statement is that India's ranking in Corruption Perception Index has improved since 2018. So this question is asking about two different reports and index. First statement is related to India Corruption Survey. So this was jointly published by Transparency International India along with Social Circles. Social Circles is a social media firm. And as per this survey, Rajasthan and Bihar are the two most corrupt states in our country. And in South India, Telangana is the most corrupt state. So first statement is incorrect. It is not the Uttar Pradesh. It is Rajasthan, which is the most corrupt state as per this survey. And Rajasthan is the first state in our country to implement biofuel policy. Now coming back to the second statement, this Corruption Perception Index is published by Transparency International. And recently this was released during the annual meeting of World Economic Forum. This annual meeting held in Davos. So as per this Corruption Perception Index, that is CPI, India is on 80th position. Last year, India was on 78th position. This year, India is on 80th position and New Zealand is on the top position. New Zealand and Denmark are the least corrupt country, while Somalia is the most corrupt country in world as per this Corruption Perception Index. Somalia was also in news as recently it declared national emergency due to locust invasion. Locusts are invasive species that destroy the crops. In fact, Pakistan also declared emergency because of the same reason. The first of its kind landslide risk reduction and resilience conference was conducted in November 2019. In this context, consider the following statements. The Himalayan region is more prone to landslide than Western Ghats. And second statement is that GSI is the nodal body for dealing with landslides. So, since Himalayan mountains are geologically younger and more active, therefore, they are more prone to landslides as compared to Western Ghats. So, first statement is correct. Himalayan region have high level of seismic and tectonic activity, and because of this high level of seismic activity, it acts as a trigger for landslides. So, first statement is correct. Himalayan region is more prone. Now, second statement is also correct that GSI, that is Geological Survey of India, is nodal body for dealing with landslides. Recently, GSI was also in news because of this gold discovery in Sonbhadra. This is the district in Uttar Pradesh, and it is the only district in our country to share boundary with the 4 states. River Son passes through this particular district. Now, it should be noted that GSI is under Ministry of Mines. So, both the statements are correct and therefore right answer is D. The Global Diplomacy Index was recently published. In this context, consider the following statements. First statement is USA was listed at top spot with maximum number of embassies and consulates worldwide. And second statement is India showed the biggest drop in number of diplomatic posts. So logically, first statement seems true, but it is incorrect statement. It is not USA, but it is China who is listed at the top spot with maximum number of embassies and consulates. USA is on second position. So first statement is incorrect. Second statement is also incorrect because it is not the India, but it is Taiwan which has showed the biggest drop in number of diplomatic posts. In 2016, Taiwan had 22 embassies, while this year it had just 15 embassies. So both statements are incorrect. It should be noted that as per this Global Diplomacy Index, China has maximum number of diplomatic posts and India is on 12th position. USA is on second position. Consider the following statements. In the first Lok Sabha, the single largest party in opposition was Swatantra Party. Second statement is, in the Lok Sabha, a leader of opposition was recognized for the first time in 1969. And third statement is that in the Lok Sabha, if a party does not have a minimum of 75 members, its leaders cannot be recognized as leader of opposition. Now this question was asked in UPSC CSE 2018. And the first statement is incorrect. It was not the Swatantra Party. It was the Communist Party of India that was the single largest opposition party after the first Lok Sabha elections. So after first Lok Sabha elections, Congress won the 364 seats and the second largest party was CPI. It won 16 seats. So first statement is incorrect and therefore option D and option A are not possible. Now let's check the third statement. So as per third statement, if a party does not have minimum 75 members, its leader cannot be recognized as a leader of opposition. Now one should know that the leader of largest opposition party having not less than 1/10 of seats of the total strength of that particular house is recognized as leader of opposition. So it is not the minimum 75 because in that case the house should have 750 members. So third statement is also incorrect. So even C cannot be option. So we have option B. So even if we do not know about second statement, we can still find the right answer. The second statement is true. The leader of opposition was recognized for the first time in 1969, though it was given the statutory status in 1977. So right answer is B. Which of the following leaf modifications occur in the desert areas to inhibit water loss? So this question has been asked 2 times by UPSC and all 3 statements are correct, and this is clearly mentioned in NCERT, I think in 6th class NCERT. So the plants in the desert area have these modifications. They have hard and waxy leaves, their leaves are tiny and they have thorns instead of leaves. So these modifications are to conserve the water and to prevent the loss of water by transpiration. So D is the right answer. How is NGT different from CPCB? This was asked in 2018 CSC examination. So NGT, that is National Green Tribunal, was established by an act, whereas CPCB has been created by an executive order of government. And second statement is that NGT provides environmental justice and helps reduce the burden of litigation in higher courts, whereas CPCB promotes cleanliness of streams and wells and aims to improve the quality of air in our country. Now let's check first statement. So first part of first statement is correct, that it has been established by an act and the act is National Green Tribunal Act. So NGT is a statutory body. Now NGT is not bound by the procedure laid down under the CPC, that is Civil Procedure Code, and it is guided by the principle of natural justice. Now CPCB is also a statutory body and this was constituted in 1974 under the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act of 1974. So the first statement is incorrect. CPCB is not an executive body, it is a statutory body under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So the second statement is correct, as NGT provides environmental justice and it helps the courts in reducing the burden of litigation, and CPCB promotes the cleanliness of streams and wells, as well as it aims to improve the quality of air. Now, if we talk about NGT, it is a statutory body as per NGT Act, and it is not bound by CPC, that is Civil Procedure Code, and it should be noted that New Delhi is the principal bench of NGT, and 4 other places of NGT are Bhopal, Pune, Kolkata and Chennai. And recently Bhopal was in news as India's first e-waste clinic was set up in Bhopal, and it is a collaboration between BMC, that is Bhopal Municipal Corporation, and CPCB, that is Central Pollution Control Board. So first statement is incorrect because CPCB is a statutory body, and second statement is correct. So right answer is B. Consider the following statements. The Parliament of India can place a particular law in the 9th schedule of Constitution of India. And second statement is the validity of a law placed in the 9th schedule cannot be examined by any court and no judgment can be made on it. Now, it should be noted that judicial review is the part of basic structure, and Supreme Court has said that laws placed in 9th schedule are open to judicial scrutiny and they do not enjoy a blanket protection. That means the laws which are placed in 9th schedule can be scrutinized by the judiciary. So second statement is incorrect, that they cannot be examined. They can be examined by the court. First statement is correct, that the Parliament of India can place a particular law in the 9th schedule of Indian Constitution. And the 9th schedule was added to the Constitution by the First Amendment in 1951 to provide a protective umbrella to the land reforms law. So first statement is correct and second statement is incorrect, and therefore A is the right answer. The term merchant discount rate was in news recently. Which of the following describes this MDR? So this question was also asked in 2018 prelims. Now MDR is a fees charged from the merchant by the bank for accepting payments from the customers through credit and debit cards. It should be noted that MDR charges are usually shared in a pre-agreed promotion between the bank and the merchant. So C is the right answer. Now recently MDR was also in news as the Finance Ministry announced that no MDR charges will be applicable on the payment via RuPay and via UPI. So this topic is in news again. The Ministry of Finance also notified that all companies with a turnover of rupee 50 crore or more will be mandated by the Department of Revenue to provide the facility of payment through RuPay and through UPI. And through these two ways, the MDR won't be applicable. So these were the important questions. If this session was helpful, please share it. Thank you, and that's all for the day.